Dr. Parag, Kaveri, sir, by offering Shala and Bouquet.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. V.V. Bhosle, sir, to felicitate
Dr. Rakesh, Deore, sir, by offering Shala and Bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now I please felicitate Dr. V.V. sir, by offering the bouquet and shawl. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. H. Mahajan to felicitate Principal Dr. Awasthi, sir, by offering a bouquet. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor Mrs. Deshmukh to felicitate Dr. S.R.T.M, sir, by offering a bouquet.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir. Now to walk us
objective endings of this seminar, I would like to invite Dr. S.S. Chowhan, sir. Please give us brief introduction about today's seminar.
Good morning to everyone present here. Honorable Chairman, sir, Royal Education Society, Dr. M. Patil, sir. Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, L.M. Patil, sir. Respected Principal, Dr. R.S. Awasthi, sir. And OSD, Dr. E. U. Masudar, sir. And respected Vice Principals, heads of the department, esteemed faculty members, distinguished speakers, and my dear student participants. It's my great pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to this one-day national seminar on Artificial Intelligence, Data Science and Cloud Computing, organized by Department of Computer Science and IQAC COCSIT Latur. Today's seminar brings brilliant minds and forward-thinking professionals to discuss the technologies that are reshaping education, research and industry. AI, data science and cloud computing are not just emerging fields. They are driving a new era of innovation, efficiency and opportunity. So today's seminar has been specially designed with our students in mind. AI, data science and cloud computing are not just academic subjects. They are career-defining technologies that are shaping the future of software development, research in healthcare, agriculture, business, and many other fields. So this is a valuable opportunity to learn beyond textbook and classroom. We are privileged to have eminent speakers whose expertise will provide deep insights, inspire new ideas, and motivate us to push the boundaries. So I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all our honorable patrons, organizing committee members, and all the participants of their support, cooperation, and valuable presence which have made this seminar possible. I encourage you to actively participate, ask questions, and make the most out of this seminar to enhance your knowledge and skills. Let us use this platform to inspire one another, collaborate meaningfully, and strengthen our understanding of emerging technologies. Together we can work towards a future where innovation is inclusive and ethical and impactful. Once again, I warmly welcome each one of you. Let us begin this enriching journey of learning and discovery. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Dhandra sir, please give some guidance on to this program. Now I would like to request Principal Dr. R.S. Awasthi sir, please address the gathering.
Good morning, one and all. The chairman of this inaugural function of one-day national seminar on AI, data science and cloud computing. President of this institution, Honorable Dr. S.R.T.M sir. On the dais, the esteemed speakers, Professor Dr. Dhandra, Professor Dr. Dhule, Professor Dr. Deore, Professor Dr. Parag, Kaveri, Professor Dr. Dhule, the convener of this function, this seminar, Dr. Chowhan, Co-Convener of this seminar, Dr. Mahajan, Vice Principal Dr. Dhule, Vice Principal Dr. Dhule, all the participants, all the students participated in this seminar, and my dear guests, good morning to you all. So it gives me an immense pleasure and pride to extend a warm and hearty welcome to all of you. This is National Seminar on Artificial Intelligence, Data Science and Cloud Computing. In today's rapidly evolving digital era, artificial intelligence is enabling machine to learn, think, and make intelligent decisions. Data science helps us transform vast amount of raw information into meaningful insights, while cloud computing provides the flexibility and scalability that power modern digital system. Together, these technologies are shaping future of industries, research, and education. As an educational institution, our responsibility is not limited to imparting academic knowledge alone. Our true mission is to bridge the gap between classroom learning and real-world application. This national seminar is meaningful step in that direction of offering our students and all the participants valuable exposure to emerging technologies and industry-oriented learning. I am confident that today's session will provide rich insight, practical knowledge, and strong motivations to all the participants and students. I encourage them to actively participate, ask questions, interact with experts, and take full advantage of this learning opportunity. On behalf of the College of Computer Science and Information Technology, I take this opportunity to extend the special and respectful welcome to the esteemed speakers and all the participants and students. Young gracious presence truly add value to this seminar, and we are deeply grateful for your support. At this juncture, I would like to acknowledge with deep gratitude that the credit of founding, building, and establishing these institutions goes to our visionary founder president, Dr. S.R.T.M. Patil. He founded this college with a clear vision of providing quality education and creating strong future for the students. Through his tireless efforts, dedicated leadership, and unwavering commitment, the college has grown steadily and continues to flourish. His vision and hard work remain the guiding force behind our institution's success. I would also like to highlight a few silent achievements of this institution. Our college successfully conducting 19 different programs including UG and PG along with training and placement facility. Last year, near about 250 students secured placement in various reputed companies. 15 students achieved university toppers position, bringing great honor to the institution. Our students have consistently excelled in games and sports, reflecting holistic development. These accomplishments reflect our institution's commitment to academic excellence, professional readiness, and all-round student growth. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all dignitaries, speakers, faculty members, and dear students. I wish this national seminar every success and hope it serve as a platform for knowledge sharing, innovation, and inspiration. Thank you all. Have a meaningful and successful seminar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the welcome address. Now, I would like to request Dr. Dhandra, sir, please give us some guidance on today's seminar.
Good morning to all. Respected President of the function, Professor S.R.T.M. Patil sir, founder of the Royal Education Society, Latur, esteemed colleagues, Dr. R.S.M. sir, Dr. Deore sir, Dr. Dhule sir, Principal of the COCSIT College, Professor Awasthi sir, Professor Parag, Kaveri, Deputy Director, Symbiosis Institute of Computer Studies, and Professor Chowhan, Convener of the program, Convener of the Co-Convener of the program, esteemed colleagues, student friends, participants, and invitees. It gives me a great pleasure to stand before you to give the remark on the inaugural of this one-day seminar on artificial intelligence, data science, and cloud computing. In fact, it is one of the important thing to have a discussion and deliberations on these three topics. We are in the 21st era. It means information era. We have so many revolutions, green revolution, industrial revolution, and so on. Now it is a revolution of the data. Data speaks, data tells, data makes us to take the decision. So all these three things are involved in the data power. So we have to take care of the data, and data will take care of us. And for this, we need, why for data is required, and in detail I tell you in my keynote address. Why data is required? That is for artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? We have a natural intelligence. Our brain works. So today I was informed to come to Latur and deliver the keynote address. So this is my natural brain. It has stored the data. Today I am supposed to go to Latur and deliver the lecture, prepare for the lecture, and so on. That data is stored in mind. So all the way I came here. Now I am standing before you to present the things. But artificial intelligence is, it doesn't have its own memory. We have to create an artificial memory and feed the data, and it has to take the decision. So therefore, it is not a natural memory, it is an artificial memory where we are storing the data, we are processing the data, and to take the right decisions at the right time. That is what is artificial intelligence, and today we are doing that. So it is one of the important component of this today's seminar. Second one is data science. So this data science tells you what is the science involved in the data collected or data generated and so on. That is a pattern. And processing of this data along with mathematics, statistics and computer science gives us the pattern and the insight contained in the data set. So that is another important component today which we are going to deliberate here. Third one is cloud computing. We have a very good expert, Professor Deore and Professor Parag. Parag has done a lot of research work on cloud computing, and it gives you where to store the data, how to process the data, and what is the optimizing way of storing and engineering the data and retrieval of the data. All these things are involved in the neighborhood of data, and that is where we want to have a common platform. That is what we call it as a cloud computing. Right? And details we will be delivering in his talk. So actually I should thank Professor S.R.T.M Patil for encouraging you to organize this one-day seminar. Equally, I congratulate the teachers and other non-teaching staff of this college who have made an effort to see that this program is implemented. I am equally congratulate all the students and participants who are taking keen interest in attending and very eager to gain the knowledge out of this one-day seminar. For the namesake, it may be one-day seminar. So, when I am delivering a 1 hour lecture, the effort behind delivering the 1 hour lecture will be a month together. Preparation is not that easy. Standing before the 100 participants and telling the right thing at the right time is important. I have to organize it. I have to collect the data, process it, transform into information, and that information I give it to you, and when you get that ready-made information, your job is to take the decisions. So that is the purpose of conducting seminars, symposiums and conferences. It is a ready-made food available, fast food, online. This is offline. Right? The food will be us and it will digest in 1 or 2 hours. But this will take years together to digest, and it is a continuous process. So with these few remarks, I thank the organizers, principal, president of this Royal Education Society, all my colleagues for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the inaugural address. Now it's time to unveil the book, which is written by Dr. S.S. Chowhan, sir. So I request all the dignitaries on dais, please unveil the book, which is written by sir on AI and robotics. Book is written by Dr. S.S. Chowhan, sir. AI and robotics. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Dr. M.R. Patil, sir, for being here with us. Thank you, invited speakers. Dr. B.B. Dhandra, sir, Dr. Parag, Kaveri, sir. Thank you, Dr. Rakesh Deore, sir, Dr. R.S.A. Hegadi, sir, Dr. Invittee, sir. Thank you, Principal Dr. Awasthi, sir. Convener of this program, Dr. S.S. Chowhan, sir. On the permission of Chairperson, I declare the inaugural function is be done, and over here, after 5 minutes, the keynote speaker sessions will start. So thank you, Honorable. request Dr. Dhule sir, please come on the stage.
Good morning all. So the keynote address is going to be delivered by Dr. B.V. Dhandra, Professor. For this session, I invite Dr. V.T. Dhule sir as a chairperson. So, Dhule sir, I request Professor to welcome Dhule sir. Now I request Professor Dhandra sir on the stage. I request Dr. V.T. Dhule sir to welcome keynote speaker Professor Dhandra sir.
Dr. B.V. Dhandra sir has 45 years of teaching experience and 30 years of research experience. He was principal investigator for UGC Founder project. He authored 3 books and published more than 150 research papers in peer-reviewed journals and international conferences. He also worked as a member of peer NAC committee and much more. So I request Dr. B.V. Dhandra sir, please deliver the session.
Dear friends, first of all, I thank the President of the Royal Education Society, Professor M.R. Patil. I thank the Principal, Professor Awasthi sir. I thank my all esteemed colleagues, non-teaching staff, for giving me this opportunity to deliver the keynote address. My topic is on missing data integration problems and challenges in enhancing the quality in the data science. So actually, now the trend is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. The data science is a new name of statistics. So it is also known as new eye of data. As I said in the inaugural address, data plays a very important role in giving the right information at the right time. So we have to safeguard this data. And in the earlier days, data was collected, data was processed manually. For the purpose it was collected, and then the decisions were taken. That was the definition of statistics: collection, classification, and processing the information of the data for the desired purpose was defined as statistics. And in the course of time, as the technology enhanced, data has started growing fast. Instead of collecting the data for the purpose, the data was generated without any purpose. Huge data is produced and the manual processing of the data is not possible. So, because the technology is growing, for example, not some 25, 30 years back, when this MCA course was started in the year at the fag end of the 80s, 80, 88, 89, 90, 91, the first MCA course was started, diploma course was started in computer science. At that time, Department of Electronics was encouraging the universities to start these courses. They were giving the funds and everything. There were no teachers to teach computer science. The problem was assigned to the Department of Mathematics in some universities, Department of Physics in some other universities, Department of Statistics in some other universities. So these were the three departments were having the responsibility of conducting the PG diploma courses in computer science or programming and MCA programs. So I belongs to the last one, Department of Statistics at Shivaji University. We were forced to start the PG diploma in computer program. And we are all from statistics, we don't know any ABCD of computer science and computer programming. And these, at that time, earlier there was a big room for computers. To keep the computer tools itself, it was a very big room when I was a student, where the machines were kept, hardwares were kept, punching cards were there, and AC, there was no AC at that time. They used to have a curtain like this, pour the water on that cold water, cold waves will be coming inside and protecting the computer machine. That was the situation at that time. Then it has come to PC XT, PC 80, big machines. Now it is pocket computers. So you see, we are from a big hall to, we came to the pocket. The processing of the technology also has made a tremendous change in the lifestyle. Right? So at that time, we were given a PC XT to write a programs on that and use it for the research. And we used to write our own programs, for example, to solve the problems which are not solvable through the analytical solutions. Those we used to use the Newton-Raphson method of scoring and other methods, numerical methods, to write the programs, execute on that, and get the results for our own sake. Because we know only this much. Fortran was the language. And when we have started the basic and Pascal has come. And the head of the department asked me to take programming course. I don't know anything. I told him straightway, sir, you can give me, instead of one course, I'll teach 2 courses, 2 subjects for statistics, computer science, I can't do it. Because we were very hesitating to touch the computer screen, keyboard. Because we don't know whether dust will enter inside and it will get infected. We have not taken care of our health, but we have taken care of the computer health. That was the situation at that time. So we are very much scared of touching the computer system. But my head of the department told, I will be there with you. You cannot escape from this. You have to take the basic programming for PG diploma course. That is how we have learned the computer. The main motivation for telling this story is that those who are sitting back You should know your opportunity, how much trouble we have taken to reach this stage. You have a ready-made food. So you can build your career on this. So that is how I started. I written one small programming basic, adding two numbers. Sum equal to 0, sum equal to A plus B. A equal to 100, B equal to 20. So A plus B, sum equal to A plus B, 120. Stop. End. I written that program, ran on the system and shown it to my head of the department. He has appreciated me like anything. Hey, you know much more than what I know. Because he wanted to encourage me. It is not that I did a very big program adding two numbers. Then he asked me, how can you extend this one to any two numbers? Then at that time I read one statement, input A, B and take sum equal to A plus B. So it has come. He said, very nice, you know advanced program. Then he asked me, how you can, because I am a mathematician and statistician, I know the logic. He asked me, how do you write this one for adding four numbers? What is there, sir? Instead of A, B, I will put A, B, C, D. You put A, B, C, D, sum equal to A plus B plus C plus D. It was very simple for me. So print here, sum. Very nice. Then, can you write a program to add any given n numbers? I said it was a little difficult. So I said I'll take some time to do this. I went to the library and took a very big basic book and gone through, and there was this one loop. So I thought it is just put it in the loop and increment it. So like that he told me, I have learned the same thing I delivered to my student. Apart from this, I was not doing anything. But the students are also like you and me. They didn't ask any questions. Therefore, I could do something. Otherwise, I could have got frustrated. From that level to, at that time, when the student got PG diploma in computer programming, the industry used to come. They asked the questions. Interview. What is that? What is the long form of basic? Right? What is the long form of COBOL? If they say this acronym, meaning of this extension, they used to get selected. Because at least they know the long form of a programming language. Then things have developed. There was no database, there was nothing, DBs was there. And now we have come to the stage where we have to request the Professor Parag, I have a huge data, where do I store? How do I process? So therefore manually it is not possible, small programming it is not possible, and the program which we are writing for our own purpose has become the public program. Public has to use it, so it has become a product. When it becomes a product, then so many vendors will come, so many organizations, IT industries have come forward to start developing the softwares. At that time there was no internet, up to 2000 I think. After 2000 we got the internet and a lot of developments are there. So things were offline. It was not much problem. When this internet came, Microsoft operating system gone and your advanced operating systems came, it has become very difficult for us to cope up with that. But the youngsters like Professor Dhule, Professor Parag and Deore, they have helped us to learn and they taught us to how to carry out the analysis on a system using the big data. So that is how the story comes. My purpose of saying all this story is that today you have everything. You have everything. And you have to make a choice out of this. You are going to the market on Sundays. to eat something in the market. We have varieties of foods now. I never seen such a varieties of food. And varieties of infections. Water is not suitable for drinking. We believe that it is suitable for drinking. I don't know. Somebody says that they have taken out all minerals from this water. We are now in the contaminated world where so many things are happening over here, just like data. Now it is your job to see that you are healthy, see that your processor is active, mind processor, see that your artificial intelligence works well as per your directions. Now what we are transforming is, we are transforming our brain to a technology that is called computer. Human brain, we are transforming over there. That's why we are calling it as artificial intelligence. And machine learning, you don't think much about it. Machine learning, what is machine learning? We are training the machine to do the purposeful job, and then we are testing whether it does that job or not. It is just like training a dog. Giving training to the small kid who has newly born, and we step by step we will teach them. That boy becomes trained, and then one day he stands on this stage and delivers the lectures. The same is true with the artificial intelligence. Same is true with the machine learning. One day the machine will come. Anyway, Professor Chowhan has written the book on artificial intelligence and robotics. Teachers are not required. Robotic will come over here. It says good morning. Then start giving the lectures. And it listen to your questions also. So that is instead of human interaction, we are entering into a machine interaction. So many online classes are there. And you may say teachers are not necessary. Teachers are not necessary if we are giving a lecture, delivering a subject, what the machine delivers, then there is no need to have a teacher. But we are different from machines. The terminal or a system is a dumb terminal. Whatever instruction we give, it follows only that, obedient servant. But man is not like that. He has a capacity to think. So therefore, whenever there is a outside that simple diagram, simple deliberations, if you have a deliberations outside that, machine does not know. So there the teachers are required. So therefore, we have to keep intact of the teachers who will teach in between the four walls. Right? So this is all about the machine learning, artificial intelligence and data. Data is producing volumes. Now we are not generating only smaller size data. The very big volume of data is generated, whether we need it or not. That is what I told. It is not generated for any purpose. For example, if you go to a hospital, earlier they used to give a token number. Your number is 10. You have to go and meet the doctor, take the consultation and treatment and go home. No, there was no record. And he used to give one slip, and that only he or she has a cough and cold, this tablet has been prescribed. And when we are coming for the next time, we have to bring that slip. And it was of not any purpose. It was meant only for that patient. Now it is not like that. As soon as you go to a hospital, your registration will be performed. Every information is stored in that registration form in the computer system, along with your mobile numbers. And when a day happens and huge number of patients registrations will be done, because nowadays we are talking about the multi-speciality hospitals, healthcare. And all the patients will be going at one place because they have a treatment for every disease. So the data is automatically generated, not purpose of anything. Patient comes, gives the registration, and doctor gives the prescription and treatment. And when you come for the next time, in order to bring any chit, you have to tell your mobile number, your name. It will be searched on that system, and it gives you all the histories, how many times you have come to the hospital and which treatment you have taken, so on and so forth. So now, the hospital or maybe any other sector keeping our data in their system. And now the question comes, what is the use of keeping that raw data in the system? Can you make use of that raw data? Yes, we can make use of that raw data. How do you make use of? If you ask me, I am a statistician, I am not a doctor, I am not a medical practitioner. I am a statistician. If that data is kept before me, what I will do? I will just play with that data. Let me see how many women have taken the treatment from in this hospital, and how many men have taken the treatment in this hospital. I just did that classification on that data. Just like while sitting on here, some of you are not in this class, but maybe in other class I have seen, back side sitting means playing in the mobile. So just like that, we are playing with the data. So I got large number of girls, women are coming to this hospital than the men. That is one information. Right? One way is, it means they have to encourage the women patients so that they will get more profit. That is a financial law. As a health center, if women are coming more to the hospital, and if you give this information to the government will think why the women are quite often visiting the health centers for their health checkup. So they have some problems. Then they will devise a policy based on this. Women have to take care of some of the things where those things are not applicable to men. If so many men are attending the health centers, then the government has to think what sort of habits these men have so that they are getting these sorts of problems, health problems, issues. Maybe smoking, chewing tobacco, or eating the junk foods. If you are eating the junk food, you have to consult the gastrologist. If you are having smoking, then you may have to go for the heart patient, a heart doctor, and so on. So here itself we can classify where large number of patients are there. Likewise. And along with this, you can also have their income group. Very simple analysis. So if quite often I am visiting the hospital, so it means I am above the poverty line, then one has to think why the rich people are getting the diabetes. Why not the laborers, under poverty people? The difference is natural. Rich people are sitting at one place, eating, no exercise, nothing. As soon as they go to the doors, car will be waiting, they will get down there. Nowadays, they are taking cars for walking. They are walking or car is walking, we don't know. But they are going in car for a walk. And whereas the labor, he was forced to work and he is healthy. That is a simple thing. Right? So that is how you can make so many, this we want to make it as automatic. Once you say you want to make it this one as a automatic, the artificial intelligence comes, machine learning algorithm comes, statistics comes, and all these data, how to store, where to store, how many times you have to store this data. Because the data is generated from various hospitals. If everybody starts storing their data differently, then we have to have a large volume of storage space and make it as a centralized one. When you want to make it as a centralized one, Dr. Parag comes over there. We have to meet him. Sir, this is what we have in data from all the hospitals from this Latur. How to do it? He says, I will give you a platform. You keep your data in my storage. And whenever you want it, you can take it. So that is how the common platform has come to store the data, and there they have made it as a public data and the private data and so on and so on. Right? And after storing this data, we have to retrieve the data, algorithms can be written, train the machine to take the generated data and process it and give the outcomes. And that is how machines are required to process the data on a fraction of the minute or second or hour. Give the, right? So therefore we have to train the machine like that, so machine learning algorithms. Once machine processes the data, it makes the classification like large number of men are having cancer. Then government start thinking why it has happened, where it has happened, how it has happened, and what it is going to happen in the future. All these questions will arise. That is what is the data science. We have to check all these things. Again, we have to do it on the machine. So therefore, we need an artificial intelligence. Take the result outcomes of the machine learning algorithms and feed it here. It says because the persons who are having the cancerous in this hospital have a smoking habits. That is a conclusion. Smoking is leading to cancer. Again we are selling the cigarettes, again we are smoking, but those who are on the boundary, they will not smoke. Those who are having the habit, we can't help them. That is the importance of this machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligence, data science and cloud computing. In this, this is data and about the data in the data science, data pre-processing and so on. So my today's talk is on data cleaning or data pre-processing. Data is, I told you the purpose of data. I told you the purpose of machine learning algorithm. I told you the purpose of developing the artificial intelligence. We want everything ready-made. We have no time. One more point I would like to tell you here. Why we need so much of processing kind of things at the earliest, because now the things are happening and we need a immediate attention. Immediate attention. For example, business. See, there is a data, it will be taken. Today evening it will process that data. Tomorrow it gives the information. Today it gives the information what is going to happen tomorrow. That is data science. What is going to happen? On which commodity there will be a large demand tomorrow, looking at the yesterday's and today's trend. And immediately we have to make arrangement for that. You have some 10 hours of time. So immediately, now you have a technology, immediately either through WhatsApp or through message or through telephone or whatever mode of this thing may be, you will send a message to some other party and immediately in the overnight, the product will be coming over here. I need an urgent heart specialist who is in Pune. Immediately we will call him. And with through flight, immediately he will attend or come over here and he will treat the patient. This is the need of the urgency. So therefore, data processing should be done at online also, offline as well as online. And to make this data processing online and offline, if the data is not reliable, then outcomes will not be reliable. If outcomes are not reliable, the decision which we are taking is also not reliable. So the again question comes in the hands of data quality. You should have a quality data and you will have a quality results. This is a classification of the data. I will not take much, already you know it, qualitative data, quantitative data and all other these things I explained. So as I said, the data will be generated in large volumes. Not only volumes, if you look at that big data, it is volume first, that is size. Second one is velocity. The data is generated with a larger speed. And velocity, that is the reliability of the data. And the relevance of the value, that is the relevance of the data, whether it is relevant for the purpose what we are processing. And variety, the types of data. If all these things are happening on a single device. For example, my device is mobile. Right? On the mobile, I will get the messages like good morning. Then if it becomes afternoon, good afternoon and good evening. Had your lunch, had your dinner, had your breakfast. So if I see my mobile in the evening, I get all sorts of data. That is some wishing data, some important data, text data, some photographs. In COCSIT, today they have conducted the seminar, one-day seminar on artificial intelligence and so on and so forth, and they will send me a photograph. These were the guests, these were the speakers, these are the participants. Picture is also there in the WhatsApp. Images are also there in the WhatsApp. And some of them they will send they will copy the recording of this and they will forward. So speech is also there in the WhatsApp. Now the question is, which is important, which is relevant, which is not relevant? That itself is a very big problem and challenge. So as a simple mechanism for the youngsters, what I will do is, you take the mobile data, messages, make the classification of them. So as soon as you get a unimportant messages, maybe good morning, good evening and so on, it should delete after 5 minutes. You may not have to make any effort for that. Can you devise that? If for that you need to understand or devise a mechanism which is that kind of message over there. Some of them they will be sending the photos of good morning, and I am typing in order to keep the relation intact. I am typing once for all. I have typed good morning, have a nice day. I have stored it. As soon as somebody sends, just I will copy, paste and send it. This is my text. But many of them they will send a videos. Some of them they will send a gods or goddess photos and so on. So therefore make a bifurcation of all these things and delete the unimportant messages and keep the important messages. In the important messages, what are the speech messages, what are the text messages, what are the other table messages, and so on. That is what is the classification of the data, and you can have lot many problems in this, and that will become your small project. You can take it and try to do it. That is what I am saying, challenges and issues. And velocity of the data, you should devise an algorithm which processes very fast. I will tell you one simple example. I have to add n numbers. How do I add? I will put it in a loop for I equal to 1 to n, sum is equal to sum plus I, right? Print sum n. So if my n is equal to 10, it adds 10 numbers. My n is equal to 100, it adds 100 serial numbers or natural numbers. Right? And it executes that loop for 100 times. Suppose if it is given 1000, it has to execute for 1000 times, even though if it is a small fraction of the time it takes to add, but when your n is very large, that amount becomes considerably large, complexity, execution time. That is what is called time complexity. Right? Instead of that, I want fast. I am a mathematician, I will use a formula, sum is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Very simple formula. Whatever it may be your n. N is 100, 100 into 101 divided by 2. If it is 1000, 1000 into 1001 divided by 2. It takes only 1 or 2 multiplications and divisions. Whatever it may be your number n. So this will give you a fast result. This is what is the job of a developer, to see that your data is processed fast. So you need to know the mathematical formulas, you need to know mathematical equations, you need to know complexity of the algorithms also. And then devise an algorithm, give it to the system and train that machine and convert that one to a machine learning. And okay. This is data is a raw organization. It is because it is a actionable insights. We are getting it from the data. So we need to clean the data. So e-commerce retailer use vast data sets and data analytics to forecast demand, helping industry to ensure that they stock the right product at the right time. Depending on the demand, today's and yesterday's demand, what we need tomorrow, what is happening tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we need to do that, and for that we need to have a fast processor. So that is the purpose of analyzing this big data. See, this is what I told you. What happened? Why happened? And what might happen next. That is the story of data science. And these are some of the things, skills required for data science. Sorry. See, you need scientific methods. Scientific methods comes from the statistics and mathematics. So, you need to study the maths, you need to study the statistics, and as I said you need to store the data in a compact manner, you need to know the advanced computing. And then you need to display the information optimally, so you need to have a visualization. And then that is hacker's mindset. Many a times the data will be hacked or information will be hacked. You have to study the pattern of hacking the information, mindset of the hackers. And you need to know the domain expertise. If I am using this machine learning algorithms for my processing the business data, I should be convergent with the business. If I don't know the business, I can't develop a software. If I don't know that this is performances, I cannot have a treatment. So even though you are not a doctor, even though you are not a business person, even though you are not a mathematician, even though you are not a statistician, you need to know these things along with your domain knowledge. If I am using data for the healthcare, I should have a domain knowledge in healthcare. If I am using it for e-commerce, I should have a domain knowledge in e-commerce. If I am using it for scientific research, then I should have a domain knowledge in scientific research. So that is a cycle skills required for data science. And these are some of the life cycle of the data science. One, identifying the problem. It is not only helping for the identifying the problem for data science, it also helps for you to how to identify the research problems. I have studied statistics means it has not only helped me for data analysis, it has also helped me to devise an optimal algorithm to do the desired task. Because logic is there. So therefore, you need to identify the problems and understand the business. If it is connected with the business, you try to understand the business. If it is connected with the health science, you have to understand the health science. If it is connected to bank, you have to understand the banking system. Second, data collection. Once you focus on your data problem, your problem identification is done, and what is required is the correspondent data. How do you collect? Right? And so that is the next one step is data collection, and then data processing. Data processing here it comes pre-processing also. If the data is not clean, if it has a errors, then you need to error the data. I always give an example of on this platform only. I think some 15 years back I have given one example of the housewife to how to create the database. I always go to the kitchen. Example. I am not helping my wife, but I am going to the kitchen. I am observing what is happening in the kitchen. And that observation is there. Wherever I go, I do that. See, they systematically arrange all the things. Once my wife is not there, many times I was not able to trace out where is the tea powder and where is the sugar. But my wife, in a fraction of the second, she takes without looking at that. They are so much well versed with the database, the base that. Higher there it is not a data, it is a product. Right? Similarly, I should extract the data without looking at that what I require. So that was I given at that time. Today I will give you data cleaning. We are all bringing the vegetables to home. Right? As soon as we bring that vegetable to home, what the housewife does, first she cleans the vegetable, then she processes the vegetable, then prepares the sabji. Am I right? No housewife will put the processing directly to get the sabji. What do you mean by cleaning the vegetable? Remove the all unwanted things from the vegetables. Similarly is the data cleaning. And is this cleaning is a unified approach? Some of them will have another plant in the vegetable. Sometimes will have a mud attached to it. Sometimes the leaves are spoiled and so on. So we have to use a different technique to remove all these errors. So similarly in the data set also, we have a varieties of errors which are occurring in the data collection methods. So we need to clean those errors. Right? If I am wearing the cloth, well, now we are not writing with ink pen. But in our days we are used to write with a ink pen by absence of mind, we never used to close the pen and put it in the pocket. By the day, the entire pocket will be full of ink. Next day we have to wash it. Because I want to clean my shirt. Use the detergent powder or a detergent soap, clean. But where is the detergent powder in this data? So you have to equally devise an algorithm. What is the equivalent of that detergent powder? That is an outlier in data. Because your computer will not understand your pictures and other things. It works on the numbers. It works on two numbers only. And sequence of numbers makes some meaningful way. So if I have an ink at particular this one, my shirt is full white, but at one place on my pocket it has a ink, and that has a high gray level, 256, or lower gray level that is at nearer to 0. 256 is very bright. It means it is a nearer to 0 means I have a error as compared to that. What do you do with that? How do you remove it? I'll tell you a very simple thing. What is that? Here, all of you have studied minimum statistics, measures of central tendency, variance, dispersion, correlation, regression, not for the jokes. I'll tell you a very simple thing. You have a matrix of my shared image. Where the ink has fallen, I have a outliers. I want to remove it. What is my detergent powder? I will, for that particular region, I will go outside that region and consider all the pixels, maybe neighborhood of 3 by 3 pixel, 6 by 6 pixel, 9 by 9 pixel, and so on, matrix. All those elements I will add it and divide it by number of elements. It gives you the aggregate, that is mean. And these all pixels which are having outliers, those outliers will be substituted by that mean. So because that everywhere it is white, you can see here there is a gray level difference between the figure and the non-figure background. So easily you can make out through the numbers. Right? Definitely those numbers will be higher than these numbers, or lower than these numbers. So remove those numbers by this, it becomes full background without any image. That is what is your detergent. Simple mean, simple median, simple mode. All these things you have stated. But you should know when to use the mean, when to use the mode, when to use the median. That's all. And what I did here, is whenever I come across with the outliers, those outliers are substituted by the mean value of the neighboring pixels and substituted over there. This is called imputation. Imputation means substitution. That is another name. See the power of that measures of central tendency. Right? This is one of the methods to clean the data. So I told you why data pre-processing and cleaning is important. Most of the models cannot handle missing values. Coming to the machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligence, and your cloud computing, if you have a missing data, incomplete data, machine will not handle. It should have a complete data. And that too, we have seen in the big data, relevance of the data. So it means your data will have outliers. Data may not be normal, Gaussian. It may be skewed one. So under such circumstances, we have to clean the data so as to process it on the machine. So this is what the slogan is: garbage in, garbage out in computer science. These are the 6 data pre-processing techniques, and every one will have a large number of issues and problems you can tackle. Take it as a project work.
For example, data cleaning. I told you all this. Because unique approach is not enough to clean the data. You have to use the different technique of cleaning the data. For example, mean one time, median. When you have a qualitative data, mean will not work. It is a quantitative measure. At that time, you need to have a median filter or mode filter and so on. That is the data cleaning problem. Another one is, so you have a huge amount of data, you want to reduce the dimensionality. You will have so many variables. Data is not given, structured data is not given for your analysis. It is a raw data, it is of the unstructured form and large number of variables will be there. You have to select only those variables suitable for your analysis. That is the data reduction. I will give you another simple example over here. I am going to a restaurant. As soon as I enter the restaurant, right, they will have a menu board. Isn't it? Or you may be having that brochure, menu brochure. Nowadays, menu brochure is there. He will give you that book and you will go through it. And you will make a choice. That is a huge menu. Out of it, you are making one or two choices. If I am there, I will prefer idli vada, and some other are there, they will be interested in having dosa, or somebody may be interested in puri and so on. Everybody will not take everything. It is choice of the data. So from that high dimension, we are coming to the low dimension. That is the dimensional reduction. Third one is feature engineering. Feature means variables in statistics. To identify a person, given a photo on the photograph, given an image of mine, you have to decide whether I am a senior citizen or not a senior citizen. How do you identify? So one simple, I have to extract the feature which discriminates the person as a senior or person as a youngster. One simple feature is, I will not take much time, I will take only one feature. What is that? Hair color of a person. If he is a grey hair, he is a senior person. If he is a black hair, youngster. Very simple, one feature is enough. But nowadays, even youngsters are also having grey hair. Is it not? Not only that, some of them will go to a beauty parlor and they will convert their very black hair into a brown hair or a maybe grey hair. And they will be misclassified as a senior person. This is a confusion matters. Right? Therefore, we have to make the appropriate number of features which will give you the accurate result. Right? So that is feature engineering. Sampling data. When we are collecting a sample, it should be a representative of the whole data set, not like our election. How are we doing the election nowadays? It is not a democratic. It is a religion-based election. It is a region-based election. It is a language-based election. If comes to the Maharashtra and Karnataka, so he belongs to Karnataka, therefore I will vote for him. We are not testing whether he is a suitable person or not. And if it is a language-wise, he is a Marathi, so I will put my vote to Marathi. Likewise. So therefore, it is not a democratic way of choosing a person. Democratic way of collecting the data. Data collection means it should come at random. Sampling the data. Data transformation. The data collected, sometimes it may not be suitable for processing as it is. You have to transform that one into another form and process it. For example, I will tell you, you have a very large numbers. Alright? Then what we do, when we were there were no computers, therefore we used to use logarithmic tables. Right? So use the log, add it, and then after adding whatever comes, take the anti-log, it will come the sum of the given numbers, large numbers. Similarly, we can make a data transformation. And then, why we need that data transformation? Processing time will be very less. That's why we need a data transformation. When to do the data transformation, how to do the data transformation, are the research problems, simple research problems, or your project works. Right? Imbalanced data. As I said, the data will be having outliers. Right? One person, he got 100 out of 100 in one paper, and rest of the papers he got less than 35%. Which one is outlier? 100 is outlier. Right? So that is what imbalanced. So that person will suddenly complain. This happens in practical examinations and theory examinations. The person who has failed in theory examination will have a highest marks in practical examination. This is the biased evaluation. Imbalanced. And people in my university, they used to ask me, how come your department has no student issues? You are having internal assessment. Internal assessment is a very big problem. And how come your department doesn't have any issues about the internal assessment? We and our colleagues used to tell, why the problem should occur. We are evaluating, we are giving it to the students to see your answers, check the valuations. If you find it is correct, then you return it. If you find it is not valued correctly, and bring back to us and show either from the internet or from the book or from the notes where such a definition exists. If exists, we'll give you the marks. Otherwise, no. When there is a transparency, no question of having any issues. Right? So that is what the imbalanced data we have to make. There also we have so many problems. Right? So this is data cleaning is the process of fixing or removing incorrect, corrupted, incorrectly formatted, duplicate or incomplete data within the data set. That is the definition of this errors in the data collection. So if you look at all those things, there is no single absolute way to describe the exact steps in the data cleaning, the process, in the data cleaning process, because the process will vary from data set to data set. As I said, it varies from data set to data set. Yesterday I have removed my photograph from my pocket purse to give it to some purpose. So long back I kept in my purse. When I see it now also I can show one of my photograph. It has a dot on that photograph. It means there are small X on that photographs made by the insect. Cleaning this one is different. Cleaning the ink which has fallen on my shirt is different. So therefore, the single algorithm will not work for the all data cleaning techniques. Therefore, you have to devise different techniques for different type of data sets. If you make a classification as a project for healthcare data set, this is the data cleaning technique. For the e-commerce, this is the data cleaning technique, and so on. Then your effort is appreciated. These are the steps of the data cleaning. See, this is your first one is your original image, and second one is your noisy image. When I processed it, cleaned it, filter Gaussian noise usually, and you get the picture which is very close to the original one, not exactly. Right? Still you can reform. Remember, just because of our outlier exists, does not mean it is correct. Outlier, sometimes it is a reliable outlier. Suppose in this class all are average students. One student is very brilliant. If you say that it is an outlier, you throw him out. It is not a correct decision. He is not an outlier in this class. He is a extraordinary in his class. See that means who has to see that? Management, teachers and supporting staff has to see that all other students will reach to this extraordinary student. That is also there. So therefore all the while outliers cannot be removed. This step is needed to determine the validity of that number, outlier. If an outlier proves to be irrelevant for analysis or is a mistake, consider removing it or replacing it. That is the data information. Frustration. The actual, garbage in, garbage out. When you put a garbage, when you put a sugar cane which has no milk inside, juice inside, and what you are going to get the outcome? Only the pressed that sugar cane. And that frustrates. I have put the sugar cane inside, but I am not getting the sugar cane juice. Right? So therefore, it becomes a kind of frustration. If data is not clean, if you apply as it is, you are going to get not the desired one, undesired results. So that gives you frustration. To avoid that, we need to clean the data. To overcome these challenges, data imputation techniques can be utilized. Away from the error occurs nowadays, from the technology. First one is, if you look at that is a manual. I am conducting a survey, I am giving a questionnaire to the respondent and he puts a tick mark. In some of the tick marks he will not put. Why? Respondents forgot. Either he might have forgotten or refused to answer certain questions. Don't ask the age of a woman and salary of a man. This is a slogan. Nowadays we can't do that because salary slip is coming and their date of birth can be found in their ID card. So no need to have any secrecy over it. Earlier it was like that. Don't ask the age of a woman and salary of a person. Both were secret. Now, at that time, even now also when we are filing a income tax return, some of the things we will not disclose. For example, I come over here or I come some other work on official duty and there I get some remuneration. That is for income tax, but I will not do that. Right? I am refusing to answer that question. Second one is sensor failed. When we are collecting the data through the sensors, sensor might get failed in between, so the data is lost. Or someone turned off recording purposefully. There are some notorious students or maybe persons who purposely stop that processing, that is recording. So at that time also we will not get the data. Third one is due to your internet connection was lost. Power failure has occurred, therefore data is lost. And internet failure has occurred, data is lost. So these are some few examples where we can have a missing data. This is not the outlier, this is a missing data. Right? Now, if there is a missing data, how do you fill it? You have to make a completion of your data set. Otherwise, machine learning algorithms will not accept. So, I will give you one parallel example. Your student's examination has been conducted, valuation has been done. While processing the examination results, one paper marks was not found. So then they started searching the paper was missing. And they have done all exhaustive effort to for the paper to fill that blank. But nowhere we could find his paper. But student will never be ready to take the examination again. What the principal or controller of examination will do it. So naturally will be, they say, you take the average of the remaining paper marks and put it here. This is the imputation. The data is missing and this data is imputed through one technique called the average. And student is not knowing that. Right? And 10% variation will be there. Suppose it may also be like that. Instead of giving the average, why can't you put the highest marks scored in remaining papers? You can do that also. Why can't you take the minimum marks scored in other papers? That also you can do it. But this mean, if you take, it is a smoothing. One time he might have done best, other time he might have made bad, and when you take the average out, this is the highest and lowest will get exhausted and becomes a normal. So therefore, mean imputation method. How much time? Good.
Break time.
15 minutes. So over. Okay. Last one example I will tell you and stop it. So it is not going to the next slide. So this is the problem of technology. I told you, many times it fails automatically without doing anything. So therefore we use the data. You go on. Please. I will give you two case studies, artificial case studies of course. Imputation for threshold based anomaly detection. Here, in a classical threshold based solution for anomaly detection, error detection, a threshold value is calculated from the mean and variance of the original. To give an alarm, for example, in industry, the production process will be going on. When the production process deviates from the targeted value plus or minus 3 sigma, it will be declared as quality product is not getting. So you will get a alarm. That value they will fix it. X bar plus or minus 3 sigma. Right? If the data is missing, and for that missing data, if I put it as 0, then mean X bar changes. Right? This mean depends on all the observations. So when X bar changes, your alarm changes. X bar plus 3 plus or minus 3 sigma changes. If it changes, then you are likely to get frequent false alarms. Or the alarms may be done at the later stage. So therefore, it is here, putting 0 is not a solution. That is fixed value imputation method. Observation is not there, put it 0. His paper is not found, so put him 0. No, that is not the way to do it. Other example is, we have a problem of revenue collection. Revenue collection from the different restaurants. Okay, I have one place where a large number of restaurants are there. I will collect the information saying that, so here the average amount of revenue collected in a day is something R rupees. I have another region where there is no collection because customers have not gone there, or still their restaurants have not been started. Restaurants have not been started means zero revenue and not available. And customers have not gone means there is no revenue. Not zero revenue. Revenue is planned. So therefore what you do, you take the average, because I have studied in BSc, mean is the best way to substitute. So take the mean of these restaurants, put it over there as the revenue of that region. It means for a region where there is no revenue, I am putting it by some positive revenue. So this is not a correct imputation. So therefore, imputation method is data set based method. And we have a problems. You can choose for this data set, this is the imputation method, for this data set, this is the imputation method, and so on. This problem has been tackled in image processing, that is pepper and salt noise and some other noise and so on. If it is a pepper and salt noise, median filter is the appropriate filter. Likewise, you can find so many techniques in the literature. Likewise, here also for big data, this kind of data set, you make a classification where what is the appropriate method or strategy of making the substitution. So I think time is up. I don't want to take much of your time. So if you have any questions, you please ask me. I'll try to answer those questions. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
you gave an example of parallel example for the example for the average mean for missing data of a student. What if the student is brilliant and he scored out of in the exam, wrote the exam out of, but giving the mean of the every student is not it will be unfair with the.
See, if he is an extraordinary student, he will perform very well in all the papers. Right? When you are taking the mean of those papers, so naturally it is a system. We are not putting that number in place of zero. Remember that. Right? Suppose he got 0 marks in other papers. This paper is missing. He will get 0 marks over here. If he is getting 99, 100, 99, 89, something like that, he will get in the neighborhood of 90. And always for valuation, there is a 10% margin is there. Maybe over valuation or under valuation. If the difference is more than 10 or 20 marks, then third valuation comes. So in that range, this mean average falls. Any other questions? See, particularly for students, you have been given a notepad, pen, everything, to write and raise the questions. First, what you have to learn is whether you understood or not. Don't worry about that. Later on, there are a lot of material you can read and understand. But when you are in the hall, every problem, whatever the statement I made, you will have a plenty of research problems. You can ask only one question: why? Why do we use mean imputation method for this? Then you will get an answer for that. Suppose I said mean imputation method, he has raised the question, maybe in other context. In other context, speech recognition. So if speeches are missing, how do you substitute that. And for that you may need a different criteria. What you have to do is, you have to study the pattern of speech. Very simple methods are there. And try to substitute that one. I will tell you, there is a one problem, author identification. You have been written a paper and two persons are saying this research paper is written by me. Another person comes, this research paper is written by me. Let me say a guide and a student. They have a difference of opinion and that is a very good result. They come across and student says, I have written, my teacher is claiming his name. Teacher is saying, I have suggested this problem, I have done this homework and he is claiming his authenticity. Now the problem is, who is right? How do you come to the conclusion? See, every man has one key word. If he has written a paper, somebody will say, use the one word frequently. The frequency of the one word will be there. Another person will use some other word frequently. So based on that frequency, you can make the identification of the authors. Likewise, you can identify the problems and try to search for the solutions. Right? Every one, this thing you put away and create a question in your mind. Then at the end you ask it. You have a habit of that. You have a habit of that. It is very good habit. With these few words, I thank the organizers and college management and students and participants for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Dhule, sir, please share your thoughts on the session.
Hello. Good afternoon. First of all, I thank you to principal of this college and organizers for giving me chance as a chair for this particular session. We are associated with 20 years, more than 20 years. He used to call me as an examiner and ask to deliver a lecture after examination. So he is a very intelligent and simple person and who knows to utilize the resources as being as a statistician. So sir has a very, in a simple way, he has given very good examples how we can do the simple projects or simple thoughts, how we can convert into the projects. As sir mentioned that the example of hospital. So suppose for example thousands of entries are there and you want to find out the one entry from that table. You cannot do this task by using the manual method. Because you have to check that particular name 1,000 times. But sir, rightly he has quoted that task can be done by using the computation. So there is only computation method. All these AI, ML, data science are the buzzwords. Everything is in the computation only. So whatever we have to do in the data science, machine learning and whatever applications we have to do, everything we have to perform the computations on this particular data. Sir has given a very good example of the author identification. Suppose sometimes what we write the name, I write my name Vikas H. Sometimes I write Vikas Dhule. Sometimes I write VT Dhule. So there are different ways to write the name. And how we can know that this is the particular name of this person? So there is only the web of science, they are doing that whatever the number of sequences. And how they are identified? They are identified by using the institution name. So Vikas Dhule, to where he is working, from where he is. He is from Maharashtra, he is from India, and they are sorting. And they have sorted out that particular kind of list and particular identification number they have allocated for the Ghogrey research. So every person. Such type of problems are there in the data. There are, sir has mentioned that the imputation methods, there are so many several imputation methods we can apply for the simple data sets which can be available in your institute, that can be downloaded from Kadaganchi. So many sources are there. So I thank you to organizers for giving me this chance as a session chair and providing the opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Deore, sir. Please felicitate Dr. B.V. Dhandra by offering a memento and bouquet. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here and sharing your valuable knowledge with us. Thank you. Now there is a short tea break, so tea will serve here, so don't go anywhere. Please don't leave the seminar hall. And the next session is going continuously after the short tea break. You have to fulfill the feedback form also.
Mindset is time for the commerce, science, data means take it as a commerce person, healthcare system, health person.
Rakesh is there. Rakesh. Who are you? Are you guys?
The next session
Will start very soon. 2 minutes. Now the next session is going to be delivered by Dr. R.S. Hegadi sir, and the chairperson for this session is Dr. N.S. Zulfe sir. So I request Dr. N.S. Zulfe sir on the stage, and I request Dr. N.P. Murek, please felicitate Dr. N.S. Zulfe sir by offering a bouquet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request S.V. Deshmukh sir, please felicitate Dr. R.S. sir by offering a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. R.S. sir, please deliver the session.
Good afternoon. I am very lucky that today I am going to present a talk in front of my PhD guide, Professor B.V. Dhandra. Dhandra sir is my PhD guide, my mentor. Whatever I am here, it is because of his blessings. I am very lucky that I got such a wonderful guide during my PhD. I did MPhil and PhD under his guidance. So his blessings are always with me. So whatever the achievement I have done because of Professor Dhandra and one more my teacher, Professor Hiremat, they always blessed me to achieve all the whatever the achievements I have done. I also thank the organizers and the director of this organization, the chairperson of this organization, Dr. Patil sir, as well as principal and faculty members for inviting me for this talk. Today I am going to talk about one of my students' work. How many of you research scholars? Please raise your hands, research scholars. So, how many of you are postgraduate students, PG students? Very few. Then you are all under degree students. Okay. Are you people interested in research? Okay. So if you are interested to doing research, to do research, I am going to give you a very fundamental idea of what you need to do. Okay. A very concept I am going to explain. Like how basically to do research, you need data. Whenever you want to do any analysis, any research, you need data. One of student has worked on this problem. We have taken a rural related problems. Okay, that is common in India, and on that we collected data, and she did a lot of processing on that. She created a very standard database, and then she worked on that. So her PhD submission is already spiral. The thesis has been submitted. So this was under one project. I got one project from the Higher Education Financing Agency, CSR funds, Corporate Social Responsibility Funds. I got 31 lakhs. Under that, I was supposed to develop a drone-based pesticide spraying device, okay, intelligent pesticide spraying device. Nowadays, you must have heard Modi has launched the drone Didi. How many of you are aware of that? Drone Didi? No? You please explore, okay? Modi support the women, empowering the women. He is providing, agencies, he is providing training to ladies on how to operate the drones, and he is also providing financial support for operating drones. Why it is happening? Because you know, nowadays the labor problem is too much. Many of you may be coming from agriculture background, or your parents or your grandparents must have worked in agriculture fields. You must have agriculture lands. Nowadays you are seeing that getting a agriculture labor is becoming very difficult, and because of that, now Modi has brought this concept of the drones. The advantage is, like for example, if you want to spray pesticide on the field, suppose here the paddy is very less, but if you go to South Indian states, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, even Karnataka, and the coastal states such as Orissa, and then even in the coastal Maharashtra itself, you can see lot of paddy growing people. And when you see, look at the paddy fields, it will be very flat fields, okay? And particularly I heard some of the problems. Suppose you are growing the basmati rice. The basmati rice attract more snakes, and any labor do not want to enter inside the basmati fields. I asked some of the agriculturists, why you don't grow basmati? He said this is the main reason. Snakes will be there inside that, and they cannot spray the pesticide because they don't want to risk their life, and because of that they are not growing the basmati rice. So the basic issue is getting the labor itself is very difficult. Second thing, if you get the labor also, they should be properly trained. If they are not properly trained, they will waste a lot of pesticides. They will rampantly spray the pesticide because of, and also health issue also. If anybody is spraying the pesticide, some of the pesticide also he will inhale because he will be continuously taking the oxygen and it may enter into his body. So that risks the health also. So because of that, the drones are now extensively being used in many of the fields. Not only paddy, it is being used in tour fields. So you must have so many tour fields in this area because the area is also very famous for tour. So they will just go around in a very planned way on the field. Okay, they will go in a S shape and they spray entire field and they come back to their original position. Here many challenges are there. If it is a flat field like tour paddy field, there is no challenge. Okay, everything is automated. They will go and spray and come back. Suppose I want to spray on a mango tree. If I only do the top spray, only the top canopy, top of the tree will be sprayed. What about the other part? There will be many challenges are there. You must have seen different types of trees. There will be branches. It has to go inside the tree and spray. Okay. So these are the challenges what we have. So what we thought, we did exploration whether any such technology is already built or not. When we looked at, we have seen drones which are built, which are working very nice on the paddy fields. There are some drone technology in some other countries, such as if you look at Malaysia, there they grow the palms. We get no palm oil, so palm trees are there. They grow palms, and their technology is available. Some technology is available, but there are no technologies available which are useful for the Indian fruit trees, such as pomegranate or the chiku trees, mango trees, or any other such trees which are independent, and we have to spray from all across the tree. So thinking that, I applied one project to this financing agency, higher education financing agency, and I got the funding also. So one JRF worked on that. In fact, 2 students worked. Another JRF who was under UGC funding, that candidate also worked, and this one JRF worked. They have done excellent work. In fact, it is a very big project. So since they given very small amount and it was a 3-year period project, we could do partially and still work is going on that. So today I will explain what are the challenges we face when we want to collect the real data. When you start research, you need to select first a topic. When you select the topic, you need to go for database. Suppose, for example, if you go for a face recognition, biometric fingerprint, all such kind of problems, you will get plenty of data already available. You need not do much efforts. You will get the data. But when we took up this topic, we didn't get any database. Database were not available. In fact, we wanted to use the standard available database, but there were no database. Then the first thing what we need to do is we have to generate data. We have to generate a database. We have to create a standard database which can be used by anybody in the future. Suppose tomorrow you want to work, you want to do some research on the same topic. So now database is available. You can use those databases and you can do research. So I will explain what are the challenges we faced, what we did, how we collected the data, all those things, because whenever you are going to do research, you should know what are the challenges involved in that. Okay, to make you aware of this I am going to present you my research topic. So here we will look at database overview. Then once we collect the database, we need to bring it into a standard form. We need to do a lot of processing in that. So what pre-processing we have done, classification we have done, annotation we have done, then data visualization. We will see some results, how much data we have collected, what are the quality of the data, all those things we will discuss, and then future work also I am going to discuss. So as I told you, the motivating factor was mainly it is because we were finding difficulty in labors. That was one important part. Second thing is, we wanted to develop a technology which is very cost effective, because you know Indian farmers are very poor. Okay, if you bring American technology here, it doesn't work. In America, there will be thousands of acres of land holded by one person. He will spray pesticide not using drone, through the helicopters, through the aircrafts, and he will use a very large harvesting machines which can harvest thousands of acres in one day. That is not possible here, because our farmers hold hardly 5 acres, 10 acres, and small farmers, they hold 1 acre, 2 acre. So such a large, because they cost very high, their rent will be very high, all that. So because of that, such kind of technology are not successful in India. So we wanted to develop a technology which is very cost effective, which can cost very less, and it can be used by any small farmers also. So some of the things we have discussed here. Then challenges. Automating tasks like pesticide spraying requires robust AI. We need to develop an artificial intelligence AI-based machine. Then the primary bottleneck, lack of sufficient labeled data. I told you, no, we didn't have a data. So that was our first task. We had to start with the data collection. So to capture high resolution aerial images, we required a drone. Okay. Basically, we find two types of drones. One is agriculture drone. Another one to capture the images, to build the image database. Agriculture drone, of course, we can use it, but agriculture drone will be very heavy. To capture the data, if we use agriculture drone, we are going to waste a lot of resources. So for that, we need a separate smaller drone. So in the marriage side, you must have seen small DJI drones. So we needed that also. So under project, we collected the raw material of agriculture drone. We assembled in our lab. Okay, we collected 3 agriculture drone material, and we got them assembled in our lab. So now currently those drones are working. 2 drones are working very fine. And we also acquired one small DJI drone. Okay, so for data collection, we used a DJI drone. I will show you all that. Then we need to develop algorithms for that. Once we capture the data, we are capturing very large area image. We need individual tree image. So we need to do some processing on that. I will show you how we have done. So once we do it, we have to properly organize. Many times what happens when we are capturing the data, you will have some different trees also, apart from mango trees. We have to identify whether it is a mango tree or not. There will be buildings, there will be lakes in the field, you will find ponds, lakes, all those things. So we need to separate them. That kind of processing we need to do. We have to purely identify the images with the trees, and we have to separate them. So those processing also I will show you. As I told you, we have used a DJI Air 2S UAV, okay, unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV long form, unmanned aerial vehicle. So it's a very small drone. We can just hold on the hand, but it is a very powerful drone. It almost costed around 2 lakhs to us, and in one battery, it can fly up to 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes. But what happens, when we fly, when battery comes to 15 minutes, okay, just 15 minutes when remains, it will come back. It will not fly. Because what happens, it may be too far away. And if battery drains up, it will fall there itself. So there is a built-in software which will automatically bring it back. we had 2 extra batteries, total 3 batteries. So in one instance, we can run up to 1.5 hour, half hour, 30 minutes, 1.5 hour. Once it comes back, we have to replace the battery, and again it will go back to same position, and it will continue its data collection. So here, basically the capabilities, environment monitoring, precision, where these drones are being used. They are used in environmental monitoring, precision agriculture, mapping. All these are applications. Nowadays, drones are being used in defense also for surveillance. Okay. In fact, flying a drone is without commercial license. It is an offense. Okay. So we didn't have a license, but we were flying it in a forest area, means agriculture lands, not in the cities. Of course, we had faced a lot of risks also. Those are things I will discuss during the discussion. So mango specific, what the drones we have used was only to collect the mango trees data. Okay, we wanted to start with the mango trees. Later we can extend to other trees also. So this UAE had a camera, okay, what we call it as a gimbal. It was a very powerful camera. It was 1-inch CMOS camera, 20 megapixel camera it was. And it has a maximum flight time 31 minutes, approximately 31 minutes, but it has given us around 40 minutes time each flight. Wind resistance up to 38 km per hour. So when the drone flies around 100 meters above, lot of wind will be there. So how much wind it can sustain? 38 km per hour. If the wind is too high, you cannot fly it. Okay? Why? Because wind will push the drone and it may lose the path. So that's why we have to also look at the wind. Okay, environmental condition is very, very important when we are flying the drone. We have used one software called as a Drone Link, a license I obtained for 2 years for navigation and mission planning. What we need to do is through this software, we have to find a field. We have to go near the field. We have to find that field, and once we fly the drone, we will get the map of the field. Okay, entire map of the field. In fact, that map we will get in the software itself. No need to fly the drone. We have to identify the boundary of the field. Okay, the mango tree field boundary. And once we fix the boundary, the drone will not go outside that boundary. We have to fix that boundary, and we have to say, okay, you go. Okay, there are so many parameters we have to set. Once we set the parameters, the drone will automatically go all around the field. It will collect all the entire data, and it will come back. So here you can see one field we have selected. So that's one square like that. We have to select the area. Okay, we have to select all the corner points, and that will be the boundary of the drone. It will not go outside that boundary. So we have kept an altitude of 30 to 50 meters height. 30 to 50 meters altitude we have kept at different locations. So the area what we have covered. So since we were working on the mango trees, we have to go to the area where plenty of mango trees are available. So you can find the mango trees in coastal Karnataka as well as coastal Maharashtra. Okay, so if you come to this place, we don't find much mango orchards. So we have gone to the Bagalkot, Hubli, Belgavi, Dharwad, and in Maharashtra, Dapoli, you know, in the Dapoli and Ratnagiri. Dapoli has a very big agriculture university, and they have very, very large mango orchard, maybe I think thousands of acres. So we were there for 2 days, 3 days. We could not collect enough because the battery constraint. So in these areas we have collected the data. The environment was subtropical climate conducive to mango cultivation. Why mangoes are grown over there? Why not here? Because the environment what we have in these areas is very good for mango trees. Particularly you will find Alfonso. Okay, all of you know Alfonso is a very famous brand of mango. Everyone like it. So there we found a lot of Alfonso trees. Then the same mobile what I am currently using, Redmi Note 11S was used for this operation. So here in the map you can see the coastal region of the that is the Maharashtra, Dapoli is there, and that is the Karnataka region. And even we have identified the locations, points where this data collection is being done. So these are some of the parameters what I told you. So the camera should always look down. When the drone is flying, it should look down because it has to capture the data from the land. Okay, minus 90 degree gimbal pitch. And then how many images we have collected? Totally 3,970 images. That means when the drone is flying, it was capturing video, and in between it was taking the pictures also, images, clips. In one image there will be plenty of trees, hundreds of trees. Okay, so one image will have hundreds of trees. So when it go around, it will capture 200, 150, 70, 80, that many images. In each image there will be so many trees. Okay, so we need to extract those trees from that. So total how many missions we have conducted? We have conducted 36 missions. Means once we start launch one field, once we identify one field, that will become one mission. In that field there will be thousands of mango trees. Okay, so we will start flying, so that will become one mission. Like that we have conducted totally 36 missions. So the duration of the period when we conducted this data collection, it was done in January to March 2024. That was the flowering stage. Okay, during the flowering stage of the mango trees we have done this. Weather was very sunny. Okay, quite a good sunlight. Sunlight is also required. If you do this in the rainy season, it is very difficult because the rain will be falling. We cannot operate our drones in the rains, and in the cloud, if clouds are there, or during the early morning or during the evening, there will not be proper sunlight. So we have to conduct this when proper sunlight is there, because we will be getting good pictures. What the challenges we faced when data collections were being done? One big challenge was the battery life. I told you, around 40 minutes. So in 40 minutes, how much flying you can do? It's very difficult. That is one big challenge. And once all three batteries got drained, it will take another 3 to 4 hours to charge. So we cannot conduct the mission at all. We have to go back somewhere, we have to get it charged, and then we have to come back to flying the drone, and by that time it will be sunset. So we will not be able to do it. That was the big problem. Second thing is, when we were doing this data collection on the Belgaum-Hubli highway, there are a lot of power transmission lines. If our drone go and touch even go near the power line, there will be very high power lines. So there is a chance that it can burn also. So we have to look at where power lines are going on. We have to avoid those areas. These were some of the challenges that we have faced during the flying. Then pilots must be manually intervene or plan no-fly zones around high tension wires to prevent the crashes. And one more thing is, you cannot fly drones near airports, near any army defense establishments. If you found flying drone near these areas, definitely you will end up in jail. It's a very big crime. Moreover, we didn't have a license also to fly the drone. So we have to go like a thief and fly our drones far away from main roads and all, and then collect the data and silently come back. So that was another big problem. So you can see the entire architecture, what we have done. So we took the drone, we have collected the images. Those were the bigger images. So then we have divided those images into smaller frames. And in each frame there will be 4 to 5 trees. In the entire picture there will be plenty of trees. We have to divide them, and then we have to identify which image contains trees, which does not contain tree, and then individual tree we have to segment out, and then we have to store them. So these are the things what we did. So original image is too large. So what we did, when we captured the picture, I told you 3,000 plus images we have captured, and each image we have to process. We have to divide them. So initially we have divided each image into smaller parts, and in each smaller part we will have mango tree, regions. We have to identify that. Then divide image into smaller frames, calculate overlap, that is mathematical approach to ensure comprehensive coverage without gaps. So when the drone was moving, there is possibility of overlap also. So when it goes like this and when it come back, it can capture same pictures. We have to look for that also. So we have made sure that there will not be much overlap to avoid the capturing of same trees. Okay, that we have made ensured. Then nested loop performs the slicing using calculated overlap. So result 20 frames generated for each original image. One picture what we have taken, we have divided that one picture into 20 smaller parts. Okay, you have seen, no, in the previous one bigger picture was there, that was divided into 20 smaller pictures. So when we divided this 3000 plus images, through that we have generated 78,340 frames. I am talking about frames, not the mango trees. Okay, each frame may contain multiple mango trees. To that I will come to. So 78,340 frames generated from 3,970 images. So now we need to identify in each frame whether mango tree is there or not. Because when it is moving, there may be some areas where there is no mango tree at all. There may be some bushes, some ponds, some buildings, okay, roads. All this will be there. We cannot avoid them. So we need to identify whether mango tree is there or not. So for that we have built an algorithm. Through that algorithm, we identify, we check whether mango tree is there in that frame. If it is there, we have to identify which is the tree region. And if it is not there, we have to reject it. So utilize image processing techniques in Python. So we use the Python programming language for that, and we developed an algorithm for that. So here this is a bigger frame. Actually it is not full picture, still it is very big one. So this is one frame from that. Okay. So for that what we have done, so we have different color models, RGB, HSV, all that different color models. There is a kind of techniques we have applied RGB to HSV color model we have used, because HSV is better in identifying the color part, because basically we are using the color property in the image. Okay, so trees are green. Okay, so in that we had identified a proper range of values, pixel values, to identify the tree regions. So creation of binary, what we did, we looked at entire region, and wherever there is a tree region, we extracted that. Okay, we created something called as a binary mask. You can see here the next level of processing. So contour detection and analysis, detect the boundary of continuous green regions. So this way we have created the mask, and sometime what happens, you will get the smaller regions also. In this you can see there are so many dots. So how to remove them? What we did is, we know trees are bigger in size. So we identified how many is the threshold number of pixels, how many pixels a tree can have. So if it is below that threshold, we will say that there is no tree there. If it is above that threshold, then there is a tree present. So that is one level of removing of unwanted regions we have done. So we also use, not only that, we have also looked at the shape. Trees are always round in shape. Okay, it may not be perfect round, elliptical. Okay, but if there is a building, let us assume there is a building. What will be the shape of a building? It will be either rectangle. Okay, such kind of shape will be there. You will not find any tree which is rectangle. Have you found any tree which is rectangle? No. Okay, if there is a road, it will be straight, like a line, straight line. So we identified shape also. If shape is something like an elliptical shape, so there is one property called as the eccentricity. This eccentricity, eccentricity is basically measures the roundness. Okay, we call two things, one major axis, minor axis, we calculate and we take the ratio. So based on that ratio, we will identify whether it's a round shape or it is an elliptical shape or not. So that also we used to identify whether really there is a tree or not. So then frames are stored. So once we identified whether tree is there, we stored that part into our tree present directory. we created two directories. One tree present, another tree absent. So we removed whatever the tree absent frames are there, we removed them, only we stored in different folder. Tree present we stored in one another folder. So like this, after doing this processing, total 78,340 frames contain trees. Okay, remaining they didn't contain the trees. So tree absent, how many were there? Okay, total frames 78,340. Among them, 69,607 had the trees present and 8,713 didn't have the trees in their frames. So you can see here like this we have processed. So wherever tree are there, we have drawn the bounding box, that is box covering the trees. We identify, and then this image was stored in the database. We stored these images in the database. How? We have created a very proper database. We have given each frame numbering, each image we have given proper numbering, each frame we have given numbering, and in each frame, each image we have given the numbering. So if you take any one image, you will be able to identify it is from which frame and it is from which image. So that way we have done proper organization in that, and each image was stored, image itself was stored, the tree image itself was stored, and also we created an Excel sheet. Through Excel sheet we have given the name of that image, then its XY coordinate position and each tree width and height. These information we have stored. We have stored this data in a format called as YOLO format. Okay. You only look once, the YOLO long form. So in that format we have stored this data. So whenever you are doing any image processing, you will be able to use this formatting and extract this data. So that means we have stored the images and its information, what we call it as a metadata. Okay, its information in the form of Excel sheets. So this way we have collected the entire data. So we created a database directory for that directory system, and you can see here all very well organized. We have given the naming system, each file, folder, everything. All these naming system we have used. But really, when we were doing the data collection, we have faced a lot of challenges. One challenge I will explain you. When I was doing this data collection in Belgaum, we stayed I think 2-3 days. We cannot stay for a longer time because we have to also attend our duties. One of my student is working in a Belgaum college. I told him, okay, now we have done extensive data collection. You please do some 1 week data collection, and we have given him drone. He had some postgraduate students. We trained them totally how to collect the data, how to operate everything. But what happened when they were flying the drones? It gone missing. Somewhere it gone missing, and it was not available in the. It was not getting connectivity to the mobile phone. Then they were really afraid of, because it's a very expensive drone, and then they gone around. Actually, it fell from very height. Luckily, it fell on the some grass. There was, I think, some grass, paddy, something was there. It fell on that. Only the fan it will contain 4 fans. Okay, only the fan plates were broken. Luckily, nothing happened to drone. So these kind of challenges we have faced. In one area we were doing the flying. There were very high power lines. We were not aware. Our drone was flying very near to it. Then we came to know that the power lines are there. If by unluckily if it gone and hit the power line, then we would have missed our drone. Okay, so these kind of challenges are always there whenever you are doing any data collection. Okay, I am telling you one example of our drone-based data collection. You may be doing some other. Now one student is doing work on the sugarcane bud detection and cutting machine she is working on. She is also facing a lot of problem. Whenever she go to any field, she is not able to properly get the data, because we need a proper environment for collecting the data. So after 2 years, still he is in data collection stage itself. Particularly when we were in the Dapoli, you know how much far away it is. And I have an electrical car. Near Dapoli in 100 kilometer range, there are no charging points. I took the challenge and gone there, and my car was drained. Just I can run another 10-15 kilometers, that's all. Now how to bring that car back? We have gone to, okay, I thought let us see some solution we will be able to find. We gone around and actually I gone through some contact. Because of that I got a very good assistance from the people over there. So we have gone to Dapoli University guest house. There are no point, no charging point, nothing was there. Then they had given me one room. Then I found that there is a air conditioning point. I told you give me another room which is very near to the window so that I can connect my vehicle and charge. So that's why I got it connected. So like this, you will face many challenges when you are collecting data. Okay, but if you overcome all these challenges, you can really be able to do good research, good such a data collection and all. So then we have published many articles on this. Very recently, we have published that database article is there, no? The second one, Mango Orchid Aerial Image Dataset for research on pesticide spraying on fruit trees with drones. This is the database article. Okay, it just recently got published in Agriculture Science Digest. It's a Scopus indexed journal. Still DOA has to be generated. In another week time, it will be available online. And then another article that is a comparative analysis of IOU based loss. That is the further work. Okay, I have just explained database part. I have not explained you the further research. Much more research has been done after that. A comparative analysis of IOU based losses with YOLO V8 fruit tree detection from UAE images. This was published in a Procedia Computer Science, which is a proceedings of a conference. Of course, it is treated as a journal article. So this was published and it got a best paper award also. And then another very important article, we have developed a novel architecture also. That also I will briefly explain you what is the novel architecture we have developed. KRH2Net, a novel lightweight and efficient deep learning architecture for real-time tree segmentation in resource-constrained environment. So this was published in, it is accepted in Journal of Computer Science, which is indexed in Scopus as well as the Web of Science. It is accepted, it is under process, so it requires some more time to get it published. We have also published one patent. Very recently it got published in the October. Okay, a novel lightweight and efficient deep learning architecture based on that article only, architecture for real-time tree segmentation resource constrained environment. So this we submitted around 6 months back to the patent. Okay, we took some help from the patenting agencies, and this got published 2 months back. Okay. Apart from that, we have also, I was explaining about that KRH2Net, the patent what we have published. See, what happens when we are flying the drones, we cannot fix a bigger computer to drone. Okay, because drone has to, when in the real time, means when we are spraying the pesticide, it has to act in the real time. When it is moving around tree, it has to identify the tree and then it has to spray over there. It has to work in the real time. When it works in the real time, it should have a computer. Okay, because it has to continuously take the images, pictures, and then it has to plan its navigation. It has to move the sprayer, nozzle and all. So at that time, we cannot fix a computer to the drone. Then we need to have a something like we have to either use a Raspberry Pi device or we have to use an Arduino. Okay, you know Raspberry Pi is a multi-processing system, whereas Arduino is a uni-processing system. Okay, it processes one at a time, one program at a time, whereas Raspberry Pi has a capability to process multiple programs. So again here, weight is the one constraint. Okay, so drone has to carry the pesticide. Actually our drones are capable of carrying 5 liters pesticide, and apart from that we have to put a processing device. So secondly, we need to use a software. We have to develop an intelligent software for controlling entire drone. So if we have a very high-end software, it requires high processing speed, and you know these Arduino or Raspberry Pi, they are not having a high processing speed. We need to have a very light processing architecture. So what we did is, we used existing deep learning architecture and we reduced the parameters, keeping the performance as it is. So that's why we called it as a novel, lightweight and light.
Take a pause.
Okay. So the software okay, sorry for that. The software should work at a high speed in a smaller memory, okay, storage, because we cannot fix a hard disk to that. Whatever the board we fix, there will be internal memory, 8 GB, 16 GB, and it will have a processor also, very lightweight processing. It cannot process like a computer, full-fledged processor. And then we need to develop an intelligent software. So we reduce the many parameters and of existing architecture. That is our own novelty. And when we looked at the performance, even after modifying it, we got a better performance. We have tested that, and based on that, one article is also written. This is a very good journal, okay, Journal of Computer Science, AGH Journal of Computer Science. It's a free journal, indexed in Scopus as well as Web of Science. So when I submitted it, the journal editor initially said, this is an agriculture application, you apply to agriculture journal. Then I told him that this is a novel architecture, which is a, of course we have used for agriculture purpose, but the architecture is a core computer science modification of deep learning architecture. So then he got realized, then he said, you focus more on the technology part rather than the agriculture application. So then we reduced the agriculture content and put more focus on the technology, what we have done. And parallelly we applied the patent also. That also got processed and published. And this article, very soon it will come out. Today only I have received some small modifications. So once we do it, it may come out, published. Already it is accepted. So this is how, whenever you are doing research, you need to do something which is a novel. Novel means newness must be there in that. You should not do whatever the other people have done. You have to come out with some innovation, which is your own contribution. We'll all have a very good innovative mind, but you have to use it the proper way. We will find the research topics everywhere around us. We have taken simple problems, what our people are facing, and we have done this research on that. So likewise, you need to identify in your real life, wherever you are working, wherever you are doing, what the people what the problems the people are facing. If you take up that and do some research, that will be really useful for the society. We have to do the research which is useful for the society. We should not do simply, okay, I have to do PhD, take some topic and do something and do the PhD. Of course, you can get the PhD degree, but what is the use? It should be useful to society. So that's why I always identify problems which are useful. So, so that it can be some. Of course, we may 100% once this PhD work is over, student will not be available. They will go away. Okay, we have to carry it. But at least if the topic is useful, some out of 10 problems, we may use 1 or 2 problems for the society. That is really useful. So these are some of the conference proceedings that got published. 4 articles, all of them are indexed in Scopus. I told you now, 2 students are working on this topic. The major contribution is by that is the JRF under HIPAA CSR. Havade Kavita, she has done major contribution, and one more Girija Lakshmi. She is working on the next part of the work. That is, now we have to build a 3D image of the tree. Okay, because it has to go around. So this is the tree. So the drone has to go around. Okay, tree is not a perfect shape. It will have so many branches here and there. It has to identify. It has to build a 3D picture of this tree. And after building 3D picture of this tree, it can do a proper navigation. Then a navigation path we have to build. And once the drone goes for spraying, it will go in that path only, and it will spray properly over the trees. So this is the entire research. Still work is going on. The 3D part people are working, and parallelly we are also running conferences. Some of the conferences, we have one AI conference, 2 AI at conference. This conference is going to be in the June in Central University of Kashmir. Those who are interested, please submit your article. You also as a student, you can do some small work and you can submit to our conference. So this is the link for the conference. We are hosting in CU Kashmir. Website address is given, and this is in the month of June. Why we have selected June? Because it's a tourist time, very, very pleasant. So those who want to visit Kashmir in the summer, please send your article. So we are running very recently one we did in Morocco. RTIP, that is recent Transit Image Processing and Pattern Recognition. That was on 11th, 12th and 13th of December. I have been there, and this is another conference we are running. So those who are interested, if you have any contribution in AI related, you can submit over here. Thank you. If you have any doubts, any small doubts also, you can ask.
First is the conference that you mentioned, the publication of that conference I would like to...
Springer CCIS. All the articles, accepted articles, will be published in Springer CCIS proceedings, and they are available in Scopus.
And sir, second question is related to the licensing about drone. Can you enlighten how, if someone wants to apply for license or any process?
For limited use, suppose you are using drone in your field, in your some place, then licensing is not required. Suppose you are using it for commercial purpose, then licensing is required. I think licensing authority is the DGCA. Since we don't wanted to do it, we have not gone. We are flying drone within our university campus, or when we take such fields and all, where there is no problem, there will not be, of course, any problem if we are using in the fields and all. Then because of that, we are not using drone for any commercial purpose. Like for example, any marriage shooting, function shooting, rent, nothing. We We are using purely for our personal use, for research purpose. And if university requires, we are flying drone within our campus, university campus. For that, licensing is not required. But for drone, you should have a training, proper training, then only license will be given. You need to have a proper training. There are trainers for drones. Nowadays, for ladies, there is no problem. You just apply. They will give you free of cost training as well as license also. Okay, you just search drone DD. Under that project, you can apply, you can take the training, and you will get the license also. Free of cost, I think. Okay, but for men, I think you have to explore how to get it. I think DCCA gives the license.
Thank you.
Sir, in your data set, geospatial information is there?
Yes, sir, it is there. Longitude and latitude information is also there. In our full article, we have given all complete data. Actually, it was 40-page article. We initially submitted to MTAP. There was some controversy with MTAP. Because of that, Web of Science withdrawn. So then we withdrawn our article. Then we submitted to this journal. They had limitations of some 20 pages or 15 pages. Because of that, we removed so much content. But still, we have latitude and longitude information in our database. That database also we have now made public. You can go through it and you can get that information. We have stored in the metadata.
Longitude and altitude is applicable. You that number to that tree also.
Sir.
Longitude and altitude is applicable to give identification number for that particular tree.
Yes. Sequence. We have stored that in the database. Each image, its longitude, latitude information. And then through that, we will get the frames. Through that, we will get the individual image like that. So they are all linked.
This is basically for creating the database.
Yes, sir, database.
And once you create this database for spraying the pesticides,
yes,
how this will help to spray the pesticides manually? In the sense, practically.
Yes. Practically. So we got the each 3 image locations. Then each next part we have to build a 3D view of that tree. So the drone has to create a navigation. It has to go from one tree to another tree. So for that it need to identify location of that tree. So this information will give where mango tree is there. Means we are working on mango tree, where mango tree is there. Then once it goes there, then it will take a 3D into its memory. And then it will generate, actually we need to generate a path for that. Once we create a 3D view of each tree, we have to create a path, navigation path. So it will go in that navigation path and it will spread accordingly. So next part we have to do. We are
in a sense, when you are identifying the location and the tree detection.
Yes, sir.
And this is applicable to only those land where you are connected to the tree. Or it can be used anywhere.
It can be used anywhere, sir. Means there also they have to collect all this information. They need to collect all this information. But generally, if they are using mango tree canopy information for any other purpose, they can use it. If they don't want the location information, for any other purpose, if they want to use it, then they can use it.
In my land, I have thousands of mango trees.
Yes.
I want to use.
If you want to use for spraying purpose, then you have to do all this. It is required. Yeah.
Sir, are you going to use a ready-made drone or are you going to assemble it?
Just a minute. Yes.
Can you make it as a robust or intelligent system to identify its own the mango tree?
That algorithms
take
we
the
have.
image of that mango tree, then the rank, height, perimeter, so on and so forth, and it has to.
Yes, all the algorithms we are sharing, sir. You need to only take picture and give it to algorithm. It will do everything, and it will give you.
Problem here, it is a complex problem. It is not like a valley or to some other plants. It is like a dome.
Yes,
right?
that's what 3D.
things inside that branches. Or it will take an angle and it will make a movement like maybe vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and then it will spray? Or
No sir, round it will.
Only round?
Only round sir. And wherever it is visible to it, it cannot go inside. If it go inside, it will get damaged. Yeah, now you are proceeding.
Are you going to use a ready-made drone or automated?
Both are possible. Okay, we have when we quoted the spare parts. So we ordered spare parts and then we assembled. Ready drones are also available, but they are a little bit expensive. Each drone will cost you 1.5 to 2. Agriculture drone I'm talking about. If you order spare part, it will cost little bit less. Then you have to assemble them. Any other question? Yes.
काही ठिकाणी सर आंबे पण झाड असतात, चिक्कूचे पण झाड असतात आणि त्यामध्ये झाडांची जी फवारणी आणि आंब्याची वेगळी असते, त्याचे साईज आणि शेप पण वेगवेगळा असतो.
बरोबर.
मग त्यावेळेस आपण कशा प्रकारे करायचं, त्याला पहिलं सेटअप करावं लागतं?
नाही, ह्या प्रोसेसिंग मध्ये what we have done is we identified based on their color, shape, size, all these parameters we have used. So it has identified other trees and mango trees.
Basically, to make detection of the
you want to for chiku tree, then we have to modify algorithms. Yes. It will not work. It is not a generalized algorithm.
Now, if you have to devise a robust algorithm to detect whether it is a mango tree or it is a chiku tree or it is a custard apple, like
based on the texture feature.
We have to use texture, shape, size.
That means first of all we have to set up all that thing.
Yes.
And then after
Yes, we have only worked for mango trees, only mango trees, nothing else.
No, that also I think it is not a once you make it for the mango tree.
I think it will.
Even for custard apple or maybe.
They look shapes as. Yeah.
No, what he is saying is first it has just like doctor identifying the disease. Next go for the tree. Similarly here it has to identify the tree which will come across.
Yes.
Is it a mango tree or chiku tree or
Yes. That we need to. It has to also tell which tree it is.
Accordingly, it has to go to that algorithm.
Yes.
If it is a chiku, it has to go to chiku algorithm and make the spray. If it is a tamarind, also we can increase.
Yes. Yeah, there will be difference between trees, leaves.
As per height also.
Yes, sir. Yes. Height is also important. Sir, this is really a very big project. I actually applied for 1 crore. They have given me 30 and most of it gone for the equipment only. So one fellow I have taken. Whatever she has worked on, I think 20% work we have done. Still 80% work is there. So if any student want to work, you please come. Yes, sir.
Sir, are you using any cartography to find out the mango farms?
What?
One of the satellite-based technology.
No satellite-based. We directly went to mango farm and then we collected the data from there. Yeah, we gone to area where we get plenty of mango farms.
Yes, which is applicable to find out the mango farms.
No, sir, we didn't do any.
GI-based technology.
Yeah, I got it. Yes.
Is it possible to get satellite images?
Yeah, we can. If we tie up with the satellite ISRO and all, we can get it. But satellite images are not required. You know, satellite images will not have that clarity in the pictures. Will not get that much clear. So satellite images will not be useful. We are capturing just from 30 meters to 50 meters. Very near. Satellite will be too far away.
And it is having so much of noise also.
Satellite image will contain lot of noise. In fact, we cannot capture trees properly in the satellite image. We can only see some green, something like that. It will not be able to identify which tree it is. Satellite image is not possible. Any other question from students?
In the process of image slicing, will the part where we frame the images, the quality of the images reduce? Will it affect the outcome of the model?
Quality will not reduce. The drone what we have used, it is a 20 megapixel, very high quality images it captured. And we are just cutting it. We are not doing anything on that. We are just breaking the one image into 20 frames. Quality will remain as it is. We are only making it smaller pieces. And that is through some program we have used, and we have divided into each image into 20 frames. Quality will not go down. Any other questions?
See, out of it there are so many research problems. I don't know whether you can find why. Only why mango only? Why chiku only? Because when there is a land, it will contain all sorts of trees. So in that you can identify not only spraying the pesticides, it can also count how many mango trees it has pesticides it has done, and how many other trees are also there. That also it can count. Once the camera is there, it can take the pictures, it can make the classification. And some of the classification problems like face recognition you are talking about. Right? So many faces are there. Out of that database you are identifying one. Similarly here you can make a division algorithm which identifies so many faces. When it has identified the face of a person, is it a girl or a boy? This is a binary classification. You can take a multi-classification problem. Whether it is a mango tree, whether it is a chiku tree, or it is a tamarind tree, and so on. If it is a chiku tree, it has to have a features of that, and it has to take that algorithm and make the spraying of the pesticides. If it is a mango tree, correspondingly. If it is a tamarind tree, correspondingly. So likewise you can devise. And now whether it is if you are having the mango trees, they will not be too much height. Height also differs, and that also you have to take care of. So many problems are there out of this. So it is open for you to either take it as a project or you can take it as a research. Thank you.
I would like to add something to this. Sir, one of our students, he has done the research project for university. It was a competition. So, as sir said that so many faces we need to identify. The extension of this becomes a computer vision problem.
Yes.
So, when you go to the railway platform, so many objects are there in the railway platform. Our algorithm has to identify what is that object particularly, where you will be having a bounding box, a ground truth, what we will call. Okay, depending upon that ground truth, it will identify what is that object particularly. So in that way, the computer vision problem comes there. So he has done it. I don't know whether it's so far he has used that CV2 or not. Waparla ka?
Yes, OpenCV.
OpenCV.
Your question.
So you have told that you capture the images from upside with minus 90 degree. Then how you calculated the height of each tree?
No, we have not calculated height of tree. Our drone height, I am telling you. We kept the drone from ground at 30 to 50. In some field we kept at 30, some field 35, 40, like that. We have kept the drone at that height, and it will automatically do. We don't have to do anything. We have to only set in the mobile. There is one drone link cap is there. We have to set it. So automatically it will go to that height. If I say 40, automatically it will go to 40 meter. Okay, and it captures. Not the tree. Tree may be whatever the height it is. It will capture from there.
The photos are कॅप्चर केला तर त्याच्यामध्ये ते आंबा कसं आहे कसं नाही असं कळत नाही.
नाही आंबा ना होते द पिरियड वॉज फ्लॉवरिंग, फक्त फुल चालू झालं होतं, आंबा नव्हते. जानेवारी मध्ये आंबा कुठं वेळ असतं? जानेवारी टू मार्च.
नाही म्हणजे आपण जर फवारले पण फवारलेलं कसं कळणार नेमकं कुठं कसं झालंय कसं नाही असं म्हणतो.
स्प्रेशर मध्ये असतात ना,
म्हणजे नाही म्हणजे कुठं खराब आहे कुठं नाही कसं कळणार?
खराब ते we didn't do analysis of bad and good flower, bad and good mango, all that. Only mango tree. खराब आणि ते मी बघितलं.
Now you devise an algorithm. After the tree has a mango, right? You can have another drone where it captures the images and counts how many alphas are there. And you can use the classification algorithm. You can use the classification algorithm whether it is a rotten one or it is a fresh. There are so many problems. That is what I told. If you go on putting why, you will get so many research problems. Nowadays you are very lucky. You are getting so many problems on the fingertips and lectures like this. In our days we used to search. Then also we are not finding the problems.
One student is working on, I have one mango tree in my home. The challenge is when I remove mango, when I pull it, 2-3 mangoes will fall down and they will break. They will get spoiled. So I told her, you develop one intelligent device. Okay, it should go near. We have to take it near the mango. It should cut it properly, and it should fall in the bag. It should not fall down. Or no need to pull it. Okay, we should have an Android. We should see at the mango. We have to fix a camera to that pulling stick. Okay, we should be able to see mango is inside the bag or not, and then we should have a cutting mechanism. That I have given one task to one of my students. She is working on that. So you can also try it. If you develop before that, you will get the PhD. Or you can develop one robot which should go on the tree. It should cut the mango and bring it safe to ground. Can you be able to do? Now Chinese have built the human small robots. Like that you can bring it like a monkey. It should go on the tree, cut the mango, properly bring it back. You can do it. It's a challenging. So that will be very useful to farmers. Lot of problems you can find. Only thing is how to solve it. That you need to do it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving so many useful information related to drone and drone Didi. Now, I request Dr. N.S. Zulfi, sir, please share their opinions on this issue.
Good afternoon, everyone. I must thankful to Dr. Hegadi sir for such a nice delivery of his live research project, and his students, they have made this project live, and still that project is going on. What exactly the research is? This is actually the research. Newness is there, novelty should be there. Before that, so many research students, they have done their PhD, leading to their PhD only, collecting the data, creating the database, applying some pre-processing techniques for the data, and just finding out the result, what exactly the classification results are there. In our college, there are so many researchers are there, they are doing their PhDs, just finding the exact data and just applying that newness to that existing data. Hegadi sir, I just called him and he has invited, he has just accepted our invitation and he is there for this expert talk. I'm thankful to Dhandra sir also and Vivek sir also, and thankful to Dr. S.S. Chowhan sir. Due to him, our COCSIT college is having the research environment in our college, because he has started along with Kadaganchi sir, he has started that research work, and by looking at Dr. S.S. Chowhan sir and what the network he has made, Dr. Dhandra sir, Hegadi sir, his colleagues from Pune University, Pune College, and that research environment is created in COCSIT College. And some new students are also there, like Dada Saheb Londe is there. He's just making a new step in the research. That is good environment in COCSIT. And I'm thankful to Dhandra sir, Hegadi sir, Dr. S.S. Chowhan sir, Dr. Vikas Mumbe sir is also there. And due to them, we are having this live research environment in COCSIT. I'm thankful to everyone. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. N.S. Professor to felicitate Dr. R.S. Hegadi sir by offering a memento and bouquet. Thank you once again, Dr. R.S. Hegadi sir, for this beautiful session.
If any student interested to do internship during your summer vacation, you always contact me. Okay, any such problem, smaller task I can give you, but you have to come over there. We will arrange for your stay. Okay, if your principal and your faculty members recommend, definitely I will take further.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for lunch break, and the next sessions will deliver after the lunch break.